Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The studio lights had always felt warm to Kelly Ripa, like a second sunrise that arrived right on cue every morning. They were a promise. Laughter would follow, stories would tumble out, and the day would begin with a smile. But on this morning, the lights felt harsh, almost intrusive, as if they knew something she didn't want the world to see. Kelly sat very still, her hands folded in her lap. Across the room, Mark Consuelos stood near the window, the city stretching behind him like 1,000 blinking witnesses. He looked calm, too calm, the kind of calm that comes after a storm has already broken somewhere inside. "Say it again," Kelly whispered, her voice thin as glass. Mark turned. He had always had that way of meeting her eyes directly, as if the rest of the world could wait. "It's a diagnosis," he said gently, "not a sentence." The word diagnosis fell between them like a dropped plate, shattering the easy rhythm of their lives. It was a word that smelled of hospitals and sounded like waiting rooms. It carried the weight of questions that had no tidy answers. Kelly's breath caught. For years she had mastered the art of holding it together, on camera, off camera, in chaos and celebration. But now the dam broke. Tears slipped free, then more, until sobs shook her shoulders. She covered her face, embarrassed by the rawness of it, by how quickly her strength had dissolved. Mark crossed the room in 3 steps and knelt in front of her. He took her hands, warm and steady. "Hey," he said softly, "I'm still here." That was when the unthinkable moment truly arrived, not the diagnosis itself, but the sudden, piercing realization of how fragile here could be. Kelly had always believed in motion, in forward momentum. She had built a life on laughter and love, on shared jokes and early mornings. The idea that something unseen could interrupt all of it felt unfair in a way that made her chest ache. "I don't know how to do this," she admitted, her voice breaking. "I don't know how to be brave when I'm this scared." Mark smiled, not the bright, television-ready smile, but the quiet one reserved just for her. "You don't have to be brave all the time. We'll take turns." They sat like that for a long moment, the city humming beyond the glass. Outside, life continued. Coffee cups clinked, taxis honked, strangers hurried past. Inside, time slowed to the rhythm of 2 hearts learning how to carry something heavy together. Later that day, Kelly stood in front of the mirror in her dressing room. Her eyes were red, her makeup smudged. She barely recognized herself. Yet, beneath the exhaustion, there was something else, a flicker of resolve. Love had always been her anchor. Now it would be her compass. When she stepped onto the set, the audience rose to their feet, unaware of the storm she had weathered just hours before. Kelly smiled, not because everything was okay, but because she understood something new. Strength wasn't about never breaking. It was about showing up anyway. Off stage, Mark watched her with pride. The diagnosis had changed things, yes, but it had also clarified them. Every shared laugh, every quiet dinner, every ordinary morning had suddenly become extraordinary. That night, as they lay side by side, Kelly reached for Mark's hand. "Promise me something," she said. "Anything." "Whatever comes next," she whispered, "we face it together." Mark squeezed her hand, sealing the promise without words. Outside, the city lights dimmed, and inside, hope, fragile but real, took root. The unthinkable moment had arrived, but so had something else, a deeper, fiercer kind of love, strong enough to hold them through whatever tomorrow might bring.